Welcome in to Skeleton Soul. How are you? How are you doing? I don't know if my lighting is okay. I don't know. Might have to. I hope that's a little bit better if you can see me. What's the Okay. All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. Tonight on Skeleton Soul, we are going to be talking tonight in regards to our weight loss. Hello. Hi, Jane. How are you? Welcome in. I know it's a little late, a little bit later. Thank you for stopping in. Hello, Kim. How are you? You both had a great live today. Both of your lives was very interesting. Learned a lot on both of them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming in. So, Nipsey wants to say hi, I guess. He's about to bark, I guess. Nope. So today we're going to stop, Nip. Sit. Sit. Stop. Sit. 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 He's not. Why is he going to bother me as soon as I go on live? Like, he waits for me to get on live, I swear. He wants to be shown or something. I don't know. So tonight we're going to be talking about 5 pro tips for results that stick on Zepbound. Stop, Nipsey. Sit down. Okay, he's like this way. I'm not playing. I'm like, why is he? Sit down or you're gonna get tired of. Like, you're bothering me. Okay, sorry you guys. I'm so sorry. Nipsey is just gonna bother me. I guess he's not gonna. Okay, so again, let's talk about 5 pro tips for your top results of Zepbound. So just so you guys know, if you probably already heard, if there's anybody that's new that's coming in, just remember to like and subscribe if you want to watch me on my journey. Yes, he wants his own channel, definitely. He was jumping on me once I got back. Like, he wants to jump all over me. But yeah, so I started off at 274. That was my highest weight. I probably was a little bit higher, but I think I was aggressively trying to do something before I got on Zepbound. But starting off March midway, so maybe like March 15th, 2025, I'm currently 202. So I have 2 more pounds to Wonderland. And so I'm going to go over the 5 tips that allowed me for myself to get where I am today. And hopefully I provide you guys with clarity and consistency through the process. Because if I tell you anything else, like if I was to tell you it's food, if I was to tell you it's, it's consistently working out, but no, it was clarity. That will be my first thing that really got me to where I am today. And I'm going to talk more about that. But first, let me just say hello to everybody. Hello, Jane. How are you? Welcome in, cousin. Welcome in, Kim. How are you? Hello, Mary. How are you? Hello, Felicia. How are you? Let me see. I am going to put the thing on as always because just want to make sure. I know it's late night and sometimes we get just a lot of spam people coming in. But hello also, Roman. Thank you. Welcome in, cousin. How are you? And so basically the first thing that for myself, and if you think about the first thing for yourself, but for my first 5, number 1 will be clarity. So walking into this journey, I had to have clarity on my results. What was my expectations on getting on this medication? What was my expectations during this journey? And what would be my expectations towards the end of this journey? And so when we think about clarity, we think about like sound, like judgment, right? So making a decision. When you first got on the medication, you had to make a decision. You had to decide what you were going to do, and you had to continue to do it. And we'll get into that as a second point. But the first thing, we had to make that decision. And so if we think about, our mind, our body, and our soul, right? And we think about continuously pushing forward every single day, every day. We have to have a sound mind in order to be part of this community, in order to lose the weight that we are losing. If you've lost 1 pound, you started your journey because something changed in you, right? And if you're starting off and you still haven't lost any weight yet, and you're already like at least 6 to 8 weeks in, then you definitely should go revisit your doctor, right? And when you revisit your doctor, have these discussions and make sure you're tracking what you're doing, so you could provide not clarity just for yourself, but for your provider, right? So those are for the people that's just starting off and you're already 6 to 8 weeks in and you haven't lost any weight. This conversation will be meaningful for you, but I'm also talking about the people who have already currently lost weight. Hello, Cookie. How are you? Welcome in. And so, clarity, right? And so for myself, I decided, okay, after it took me a couple of weeks, I decided, okay, I'm going to start this journey, and this is how I'm going to start it. I'm going to, share that I'm taking this medication with people close to me, which were my kids first, because if anything happens to me, I want them to know, provide them with clarity as to, oh, my mom, she started taking this medication at this time. So I provided that information to my loved ones. So I always say, a lot of people don't like to tell people when they're taking something, but if you're not going to tell anybody, then write it down in a journal. Hello, Jen. How are you? Welcome in. Write it down in a journal so someone knows that, if it's just yourself, someone knows that you're starting this journey. Even if it's just you're giving yourself accountability here. And that kind of helps you at least know that somebody else knows if something goes wrong. They know exactly what you're on and when you started, right? And then the next thing, when you're on your journey and you want to make sure you have clarity, you want to make sure you understand what you're taking, right? So do a little research, right? And if you're coming onto YouTube and it's your first time and you have questions, you start to have side effects, first consult with your doctor first, and then after you consult with your doctor, you can also look for a community. And I heard that on many lives today, is that people look for a community of people that they can relate to regarding different health things that may be going on in their bodies, right? So different side effects that they may have. You want to be clear about the medication that you're on, right? And we're all on different types of medications, but our symptoms can be similar and different along your journey. But just come familiarized with like the top 5 or top like 2 or 3 symptoms that possibly can happen. And then as you become that clarity, you want to know, like, for example, I can think off the top of my head that there's like a couple things that you want to look for. Some people, they get on this medication, they always talk about constipation. So you want to know what can I make sure that I'm taking to make sure that I won't have that side effect. And that would be fiber. You could talk to a nutritionist, you could talk to your doctor. Hello, welcome in, Nicole. How are you? So you want to make sure you have that fiber or have some type of supplement near you that you can take that will help you with that side effect, right? And then you want to think about, some people say they're fatigued, they're tired. And so what can help you with that? What can help you get more energy? Or even some people may say they're hungry. They still have hunger and they started off at the 2.5. It's like eat some more protein, right? And these are just suggestions. There could be many other things. If people have items or suggestions below of things that they do on their journey regarding like what they, hello, L. Lewis, how are you doing? If things on their journey, okay, that's fine. If you could, yeah, you can catch the replay. That's okay. I understand it's late, so that's okay. So if there's different things that you do on your journey that it helps you, please, like, definitely, like, put it below so then it can help someone else, right? Help people that are already existent on it, because some people, as I was just speaking, some people don't like to go to their providers. Some people really go directly to the community. They go to social media first. They pull it up on their phone. They want to look for help. So, if you put some things down below, then they can go back and look at those different items that people put, that what they deal with different side effects. So I talked about a few. And for myself, for energy, I went to B12. I started taking vitamins first, and then I went to shots. So that's also another option for you. And so definitely keep in mind, have clarity on what the medication has. Hi Z, how are you? Hello. And what the side effects that it can cause, right? And then you want to understand how to take the medication, right? So you want to have clarity definitely on how to take the medicine. So as we have known, that research has shown that, titration, that's a big word that you hear. That's one of those lingos, like when you work at a new company, right? You come into a community, there's all of these different lingos. NSV, I didn't know what that was at first. That's non-scale victories, titration. Like, you have to start, like, you'll start, like, understanding the lingo in the community of what people will say, right? So having clarity on that too. And that kind of allows you to be more comfortable in the space that you just entered. Not realizing that you just entered a space, you really did. You entered a space that there's a lot of people, right? It's a lot of people, and a lot of people are doing different things, and a lot of people have different medical issues going on. And so nobody's journey looks the same, but we can talk about similar things, which makes it even more interesting along the way, right? So that's what you want to do. The first thing, like I said, is clarity. And so keep that in mind as you walk along your journey, is you want to be clear about what you're doing, the medication you're taking, and who did you speak to about it. Like I said, have your starting five. I always say that. I always tell people, hey, if you don't have anything, have your starting five. Because I feel like that's probably one of the most important, right? And just know clarity is power at the end of the day. No matter how we look at it, no matter how we try to make it a subject matter, it's power. Because we perish for the lack of knowledge and understanding. That's the word. Okay? So clarity is power. And I'm just gonna basically tell you that. Another thing that you should focus on, the second thing that is very powerful, is going to be consistency. And I know I spoke about consistency before. I think it's my second video. I spoke about consistency, and I basically went over when I was talking about the budget and being consistent, and making sure we understand consistency is it. Like, we need to be consistent. So as we enter this journey, for one, we want to make sure we're taking our shot when we're supposed to, right? We want to make sure we're being consistent with that. We're being consistent with our food habits, of however we decide to do our foods. Consistent with if we decide to exercise or if we decide not to exercise, whatever you decide to do, be consistent with that. Know your routine, because if you ever have to switch it up, okay, I normally do this. I can use myself as an example, right? So I juiced up until like the end of August, and I stopped juicing because I started multiple challenges. And one of those challenges was the hula hoop challenge. One second. I will, give me hold on one second. So sorry about that. So, the thing I did, in August, I stopped juicing because I started doing a hula hoop challenge, and I was kind of like chest testing my body. And I also joined, another challenge after the hula hoop challenge. I also joined, I was doing like strength training with, and so let me just stop. The hula hoop challenge was with Traces of Twan, and I was doing that. And then after I did that, I was also into another challenge that was with It's Vanity. I was doing strength training. And when I was doing my strength training, I didn't want to juice at the same time. So I went back to just eating regular and was working on my strength training. So I wanted to see, I know in the other months I lost like an average of 10 pounds a month, right? But I changed it up just to see, okay, if I'm focusing more on this, giving it more of my time than I normally do outside of my normal schedule, what would it look like? And at the end of September, I lost nine pounds, which I was still really shocked. But what it showed me, and I was thinking about and talking about this today, is that it's the consistency of me doing the things that I'm doing, even if I'm fasting. So you would say juicing is a part of fasting. Some people may say that, some people may not say that. But in that sector of things, I basically found out that, hey, I'm averaging 9 pounds because of all the things I'm probably doing, not just because I changed one thing. So I found that out in my body. And something else for October is, once I got back home, I am deciding that I'm entering, I think, 3 more challenges. I'm still gonna work on doing strength training, of course, but I'm also doing the squats. I'm doing the planks, and I'm doing a hula hoop challenge, and I'm doing juicing. So those are all. Can you bring him over there? Stop. So and I'm doing a hula hoop challenge. So I'm doing all. And so the juicing from Miss Linda, I'm doing juicing from her. I think Miss Toya, the review. I missed the squat challenge, so I'm actually starting now. Traces of Twan is the hula hoop. And I'm still just continuing on with the strength training, even though it's not really continuing that I'm aware of. So I'm just basically continuously doing that on my own. And so I'm juicing for the rest of the month after Sunday. So Sunday, I think it's about maybe like 20 more days. Because I am 202, I'm almost in Wonderland. So I decided I was not going to weigh myself. At first I said I was going to weigh myself, but I don't want to be obsessed with the scale and become obsessed with it. So I want to be consistent. So again, consistency. I'm still going to weigh myself on October 31st because it happens to be Friday. I usually weigh myself the last Friday of the month. And so I am going to weigh myself October 31st. And I plan to have a live Saturday. And normally I wouldn't go live early on Saturday, but I am going to go live just because I want to celebrate, because I think I'm going to be down to 100 and something. I don't know what that number may look like today, but I think it's going to be 100 and something. Okay. So you ain't playing this October. Wonderland, get ready for Michelle, because she's coming hot and heavy for all of the tools. Yes, listen, I'm ready. I'm so ready. So yeah, Kim, I'm definitely ready for this. And, I'm working like I'm just, my mindset is like, I have the clarity. So I'm also been practicing consistency throughout my whole journey, and it's been 7 months. So, yes, clarity is the power. I'm telling you, it's written. It says, you perish without lack of knowledge and understanding. So the third thing would be to release and to rise, right? And so what do I mean by that is, we have to learn how to let go of habits that are stuck to us, right? And it could be bad sleeping habits. Now, let me tell you, I have bad sleeping habits. Hi, G's, how are you? Welcome in. I have bad sleeping habits, okay? And so, sit down, babe. Sit, Nips. Oh my gosh. Sit. Okay, sit. So I have bad sleeping habits. So that's something that I have to consistently check on. And I had to check myself. And I mean by I had to check myself, I basically had to rewire my body. And then I also had to start figuring out what supplements is going to help me get there, right? So when I think about the supplements that's going to help me get there, I started to take NAD. I started to take glutathione. These are IVs I started to take just to help me out with my overall health. Because when I go to work in the morning, I cannot be tired. But this medication was keeping me up some nights, and I didn't want to be kept up at all. So, like I said, we have to release these things and figure out other things, supplements, or other things that can help us get to sleep. So, if it's removing our phones from us and, putting it on the other side, after I found a way to get some sleep, I will fall asleep like this without even a thought. Okay? And if you haven't heard already, I definitely talk in my sleep. It's out. It's out that I talk in my sleep. Confirmation. Confirmation from Kim J. She had to deal with me. But yeah. So, and there could be other things that you need to release. So let's think about, like, what if you find yourself, I think there was like a content creator that was drinking alcohol, right, and I think it was Dave on the pen, because we share the same birthday, so I call him my birthday twin. So he was drinking, and it was like a revelation that he had to release that, right, for his weight loss to continue. He had to release something. And so we sometimes even try to hold on to, like, oh, I just want this. I want to keep it. I don't want to stop having this one thing. But if you hold on to that one thing, it could be, projectively, you could be stopping your growth. I don't know if that's happening to anyone, but sometimes we really need to reflect and figure out what's happening to us. Even if, like, your weight loss stalls, sometimes that's just a reset, right? Sometimes. I don't know. Yes, Cookie, name it, claim it. It's yours for asking the Clark sisters. Yes. So you have to just remember that, once you release those things that may be like changing the results that you should get, then you will see the results. You could see the results, right? And so if we really think about people who have diabetes, right? And I'm interested to seeing the upcoming live. And this is going to be, I think it's on a Monday. I want to say it might be next Monday or 2 Mondays from now. If anybody knows, can they just drop it in the chat? I just can't remember off the top of my head. But I think there's going to be a conversation about diabetes. But there's certain things with people with diabetes that they have to focus on besides just the scale. And so some things they might have to release to either if they're type 1 or type 2. And I'm going to learn more about that next week, because I'm going to be tuning in so I can understand it for myself. But I know there's probably things that, they have to do that's different than what I have to do, as I don't have that. So just keep that in mind of the things that you have to release, and know that it's okay, right? Speak over yourselves. Tell yourself, you got this. I promise you. Oh, it's next Monday. Okay, thank you. Next Monday, I believe, is 5:15, right? Or 4:15. I know it's sometimes when I'm almost getting off work. So it's either 4:15 or 5:15 Eastern Standard Time. Again, you can correct me too down in the chat if you, because I know Kim J is going to be on there. And this is with Jane as well. Joe is also going to be on there. Yes. 5:15 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Kim. And so we have to release some of those things, because we need to know that we're on this journey and we're looking for, a healthy lifestyle. Yes, I know we're looking to lose weight, and I know we're looking for other things, but we overall, like we spoke about last night, we want to be healthy, right? So just keep that in mind. All right. So again, the first thing that we should be focused on, and that is power to me losing my 72 pounds in 7 months, which I am thankful and grateful for, which I thought I gained weight on my trip. So I did not gain. I actually lost 4 pounds, which is, I don't know how I did that, but okay. So the first one is clarity. Second one is consistency. Third is to release so you can rise to the occasion. And the fourth one is going to be to track, right? And so that is something I struggle with. I'm going to tell everyone, because I'm very transparent and honest. I struggle with tracking. Like, because I don't know what it is. I struggle with, like, writing everything down. I'll take pictures. I'll write in my journal about other things, but I do not track, like, you see, I only track my weight once a month, right? So I'll take a picture of the scale and that's it, right? I don't write it down. I don't do anything. I just take a picture of the scale. So then I know what my weight was and I'll send it to my kids or whatever. And other than that, there's really stop, Nips. What are you doing? Why are you jumping on me? Oh my God. No, he's like jumping on me.
No, he's not even lifting his body up.
Okay.
He's sniffing your shoes.
I don't know why he's sniffing me. He needs to sit down somewhere.
Like outside, he likes to sit
Okay, well, I'm about to go sit.
Come.
Don't be jumping on me. Sit. You're going to get tied up.
Come on.
Yeah, when I said tied up, look how fast you sit down. Go over there because I'm sitting right there. Move. You're blocking my light, babe. My lighting is not good because of you. Move. Sit over there. Okay, I'm going to go on your bed then.
He's growling.
You're growling at me? Okay, sorry. Nipsey is like, he won't let me down tonight. I don't know what's going on.
He wants to sit next to you. That's what it is.
Okay, sit.
Let him sit next to you.
I'm trying to let him sit next to me.
Mom, just sit like this so he can sit next to you. Go sit next to him.
No, don't tell him to sit next to me. Why would you tell him to move, Canada? Stop, Nipsey. He's trying to bite my shoe. Stop, Nipsey. You're gonna get like, stop.
Mom, leave him alone.
Can you put him on the? Can you put him on the thing?
No, come sit down.
No, every time I tell him to put him on the thing, he jumps. He sits down.
Sit down right there, Mom. Sit down right there. Sit down right there. He wants to sit next to you. He likes touching people.
Well, why can't he touch you?
Sit like right there.
This is not okay. He's interrupting my whole life. Look he's doing it again. Stop. No, I don't want to be bothered, Canada. Get him.
Sit.
Oh my gosh. He won't leave me alone.
Stay. I'm not playing with you. Stay. Want a treat? Yeah, you want a treat?
He's like literally attacking me. He won't let me sit down since I came back from freaking Orlando. See? I told you he won't stop. Sit down.
You be bad. Why you being a bad boy?
Because he can't.
Why you being a bad boy?
So anyway, sorry. Track your matrix is my next one. Oh my gosh. He will not leave me alone.
Why you being a bad boy? You want her to play with you?
Okay. Track your matrix is next. Now I don't have my notes. Like I dropped my paper, so I don't know where I was. So I'm just gonna go to number 5, which is so your image leads to your results, right? So what you set out to be, what you set out that you are, leads to your overall results, right? And what do I mean by that is, like, if you know that you're struggling in an area, then identify that, like, that piece. And so you can work on that stuff, that with yourself. Don't try to overwork or overdo yourself in different things, right? So for myself, I have back issues, right? So my identity is that, I have other health things that's going on. And when I'm trying to lose my weight, I can't do certain exercises. But if I do certain exercises, I basically have to work out in a certain manner, right? And so when I work out in a certain manner, what does that mean for me? Like, I have to do my squats. Like, I put some stuff on my back today because I knew I would be doing my squats at work and after work. So what did I did them. I did 50 today. I did split it, but Jane had told me to do 10 at a time, and I didn't do 10 at a time, but I probably should. I did 10 and I did 40, which that's what I should have did. I should have basically split it up probably more, but I also put some cream on my back, and I also had like a thing on my back to kind of like help me out a little bit under my clothes, because like, unfortunately, I was in a bad car accident. My car accident still lived with me today. So unfortunately, I struggle. Stop. Go to Kwame. Go to Kwame. See? You're not listening. That's why he's going to tie you up. Should have told Kwame to get him from the beginning. No. So now I could go back in my spot. Oh yeah, you can do little at a time to make sure you don't aggravate. Yeah, just learn as you go with the challenges and pick up you choose to. Yeah, so yeah, I agree. And so I like when I had my personal trainer before, I would work so hard. This is before my accident, and so I know like even when I go to the gym with my son, like I go in. So I don't mind the thing. I just can't do certain things. I know what I can't do, and I try not to overdo myself when it comes to that. So I just made sure I applied certain things and I did it. And so I did the 50 for today, and I'll do the 50 tomorrow. And I plan to start the planks like as I go along. So that's something that, again, I want you guys to really focus on what's happening in your life when it comes time to like identify in order for you to lead, right? In order for me to get ahead, I have to realize the things that possibly can be holding me back on this journey. So a lot of this, the last one is more like a self-reflection, right? It's like you looking at your inner self and determining like what are those things that you can't do, that's stopping you, that's prohibiting you. If you're a person that can't fast, don't fast. Like don't even, like some people may say, hey, you fast that night, which that's my belief, right? A lot of people don't believe that. But if I'm talking about going past that, past the sleeping, if you're a person that has to eat every, hour and have a snack, do what you have to do for your body. Recognize that. And, every challenge or everything that is being done, we can't pick up, but just know yourself, right? So throughout this whole journey, I could have, like, when I was thinking about this topic, when I originally wrote it, at first I had like the things that like 4 things, I think it was like, yeah, 4 or 5 things I think I had that actually helped me lose weight. I had like my food, like what I was drinking. But then I started to think a little deeper because I think that's more like I'm not going to say surface, but I want to say surface. I don't know if that's the best word, but I wanted to go a little bit deeper when I was thinking about my conversation about the journey of where I was coming from, about those 5 reasons. I really wanted it to be in depth for us to really take it back and think for ourselves about what did these 5 things mean to you, right? And do you think it applied in your weight loss journey? And if it hasn't, can you apply it in your weight loss journey? Those are the different things that, this particular channel, if you're new to my channel, this sector is Skell and Soul. I try to come on 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at night and provide you guys with some in-depth conversations about reflecting internally on your weight loss journey, but using concepts of the real world, right? So it's just time to reflect and think. I do give you guys reflections on, who I am. And if you ever have any additional questions, and, you can always email me. Somebody sent me like a list of questions one time, and I just went over them in my live. I answered all the questions. So, if you did send me a message, just know that I do reply back to all messages. Most likely my responses will be in one of my lives. And I can email you and tell you which live it's in if you still have those questions. But I try to recap that information throughout my whole journey because I do know that there's new people coming on, and there's some people that we listen to so many different content creators or even just different people on their journeys, and we're also having our own journey. Sometimes we forget, right? So just know that, asking a question is okay, right? And so keep that in mind. I'm sorry I wasn't really engaged into the comments. I was just trying to get through the concept. I'm learning. One thing I'm learning here is that to be more engaged. As you probably see at work, I speak to a lot of people in different rooms. So I really leave questions to the end. But again, this is not a classroom setting, so I should really be learning how to engage a little bit more. But I'm slowly getting better at that. I promise you. So let me just make sure I didn't miss anything while I was yapping, trying to go over everything. All right. I think I said hello to everyone. So when Nipsey was just very much bothering me almost the whole thing. And but that's okay. Thank you, Felicia. She put Michelle is not a medical provider. This is informational and personal story purpose and is not intended to provide medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Thank you, Felicia, for for providing that for me. Always consult with your with your doctor or qualified healthcare profession before starting any new medications or health journeys. Yes, I agree. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Oh, this is L. Lewis was saying not staying on long. I have a 3 a.m. international meeting. Yeah, so I understood that. Thank you for just coming on with us. I appreciate it. Thank you if everyone could like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. You can also share this content with other people if you know family members, whether they're on a journey or not, if it's, inspirational for them, and you feel like it will be connective to them, you can also share it with them. I share people's lives with my family and friends that I know are interested in a health journey or they're just interested in learning more about the community. Yes, cookie consistency is key. Yeah, so Kim J was just saying I'll be in Wonderland soon. Clarity is power and truth. Yes, yes, I agree. Yep. And let's see. Yeah, so make sure we tune in next Monday, 5:15 Eastern Standard Time to learn more about diabetes type 1 and type 2. It'll be an interesting conversation. So make sure if you're free or set your alarm for that time frame. I think will be a very good conversation. At Kimmy, I think Michelle got her eyes on someone and she's not spinning the block. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of her coming from being so shy and look at our cousin blooming. Yeah, I'm super shy and I'm trying. Thank you, L. Lewis. Cookie put, that's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna try to dip in, but I think I have my grandkids all day Monday. Okay, yes, that's good. Okay, I'm definitely gonna catch the replay if I can't watch the live. Yes, thank you. Yes, that's awesome, Cookie. And I love that we can always go back and watch people's stuff if we're busy. I think it's just the support. And something I learned from, I think it was Joe today. She was saying, like, I think it was Joe. She was saying, like, at least watch people's content if you can for like 3 minutes to show them support, right? Don't get on and get off, right? If you're going to watch it, especially a short, if you're going to watch a short, watch it all the way through because it's no more than 3 minutes, right? Just watch it all the way through. And if you can shoot a comment in, shoot it just to support them. But if it's a video, watch it for at least 3 minutes. So at least it can stay like being pushed out by YouTube, right? We're all here trying to support each other. So if you have the time and you can, watch people's videos for 3 minutes, go ahead and do it. Support is support. Just learn as you go with these challenges. Yes, I agree, Jane. Yes. Yeah, I'm not going to hurt myself. I promise, Cookie. I'm definitely very cautious because I've had enough things that happen to me along this way. Yeah, I do modifications. Yep, slow and steady wins the race. Yes. Kim put, cousin, you saying deeper got me thinking about Coach T and them 8-day squats. Squat on 8 days. Listen, I did those squats. My legs was killing me at the conference the next day. I was like, whoa, okay. And I did 60 that day because y'all had me do 50 outside and 10. I was like, hold on, this is 60. You'll need to go a little deeper. Ethereum may have a point. Drill sergeant. Thank you, L. Lewis, for telling me I'm doing great. G's put, other than specific health issues, what are some of the things that prohibit someone from fasting? So other things, great question, G's. Other things that may prohibit someone from fasting besides health issues. Maybe they don't want to fast. I don't know, because I think that a lot of people don't fast because possibly they have health issues, or maybe because they figure that the hunger part of it, like, so wow. So my son jumped in, G's, and said uneducated. What do you want to elaborate on that? But he said uneducated on fasting, because he feels like fasting is important. But for myself, I would say, like, maybe they can't tolerate the hunger part of it. So just to let you guys know, I don't know if I told you guys on live or not, but the longest, I don't know what's the longest fast anybody did, but I can talk about myself. The longest fast that I did was a total of 36 days, water fast, all water fast, 36 days. And I did it for spiritual reasons, but I did a 36, and I don't suggest that anybody does a 36-day water fast, right? But I did it. So, and I fasted a lot before that, so my body was already prepared for it. So, again, it could be the hunger part of it, G's. Great question. I'll follow up on that, actually. So I'm gonna take a screenshot, because I'm big at like taking screenshots of things. But my son said maybe it's a question we can ask him when he's like free. If he wants to elaborate. He just said uneducated, but he sums things up sometimes for me. But great question, G's. Thank you. Let me just see. Felicia says, I'm glad you are talking about altering your journey to your needs. I try to fast, and every time I do it, I get so dizzy, I fall down. Oh yeah. So fasting is like I said, I really pray to God before I start a fast. And so only do things that you feel like you can do. And I look at myself as I get permission. I am very intentional about, like I said, I do follow that. But again, it's a lot of discipline, like lots of discipline that I've come underneath. Definitely start slow. Like I would say, so this is when if I think back to when I first start fasting, and I can say that's about like 20 plus years ago. I started off with something small. Like I used to love Coca-Cola, right? I would fast from Coca-Cola. Like somebody might say, "Oh, that's not a fast," but I'm giving up something. I used to say, I'm giving up something, right? So that was me giving. If you just want to say you're giving up something, so I would give up something that I like. Even I use it to like to the point of a TV show, right? I don't watch TV, anyways. But if somebody has a movie or have a TV on in their house, I'll watch it. But I don't watch TV. But if I had to give up something, I would give up TV, right? But it has to be something that you really like to do. So, alcohol, like I'm going to give up alcohol. So that's how I think of like, go into it slow. So that would be my suggestion to you, Felicia. Go into it slow. You don't have to go into and do you can look online. There's different types of fasts. And I know that some people agree, some people don't agree that there's different types of fasts, but I believe that there's different types of fasts. I believe like the fast that I did, all water fast, is like kind of like all water fast. Then there's an absolute fast. Some people go without eating anything or drinking anything, which is crazy. I never did that. I know some people do just like fruits and vegetables. I think they call that the Daniel's fast. I could be wrong. I think it's called that. That's spiritual, I believe. But there's different types of fast. And then, like I said, the one that I said, just giving up something, start slow. I gave up meat, and I actually didn't eat meat for 4 years because I gave up meat. I was like fasting from meat, and I actually gave it up for 4 years, and I meant to only give it up for like 60 days. I think I set myself for 60 days. So I don't want to go down too far now, but I'll make a live about fasting if that may help. And I took a picture of your question too, Felicia, just so you know, just so I can go back to it. At Felicia, it's okay. The most important thing is to research fasting in general. We need to clarify what type of fast people are doing when it is being discussed. Yes, I agree with you, Jane, and that's where I was going. Thank you for saying that below. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Jane. You are correct and very knowledgeable. Yes. There are different types of foods related to fast. Also, fasting isn't required or mandated for health journeys. Correct. It's not required. It's just one of the many tools. Yes. It's not a requirement. I agree with you. It's a choice. It's a decision. It's just like going to the gym. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, some people lose weight without going to the gym. Am I saying it's right or wrong? No, but it's some people don't. I don't fast just because it's a personal preference. It's I'll fast for spiritual reasons or medical reasons, but that's about it for me. Yep, understandable. And Felicia said that's really good. Things that can stop you from fasting: anxiety, stress, pregnancy, fear, eating disorders. Yeah, thank you, Kim. Good point, JC, about clarifying the different types of fast. Also, breastfeeding. Okay. Wow, I've never knew there were different types of fast. Thank you, cousin. You're welcome. You're welcome. Of course, it's not mandated. Almost nothing is. I was just addressing ability outside of medical reason. Yeah, I get it. Yep. So I get where you were coming from, G's. That's why I took a screenshot of your question. So I said it was a good question. I'm gonna try to do a little bit more on myself, just because I want to reflect and come back to you with a response. So just give me a little bit of time. I'll like tag you on it on the live when I do it, just so you even if you can't catch the live, you can come back and definitely review it. And then let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, so but I've been doing it for a very long time. So, and I know I read about fasting a lot on this medical journey, but it's not something that I dive into so much. I listen, I give my opinion, but then I just move on, because again, I do a lot of mine is for spiritual reasons. And on this weight loss journey, I was just doing it because it was, it was already part of something that I was already doing already. So hopefully that helps everyone. But again, I think it's an interesting topic. I'm going to come back with responding to G's and also giving details about fasting. I didn't have that on my list of topics, but I'm going to put it on my list because I have a whole list, whole list of topics that I have set to discuss. It's definitely something to ponder. Always great to research for better understanding, especially if you are choosing to or not. Yes, I agree. So thank you all. Does anybody else have any questions? And just know that any question that you have is like, just know that it's not a stupid question. Your questions are really great. So I want, like, just be comfortable to ask questions if you don't know, because that's where I sat. I didn't know a lot of things, and I was coming to YouTube for questions and answers. So if you don't have the answers, or if you want someone else's opinion on something, please feel free. In my space, I like to like listen and to understand, and then provide everyone feedback. Maybe the one space outside of medical is that people who only do it was part of their religion practice. I could were to do fast could be a taboo. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna take a picture of that too, Jane. Sorry, I'm just taking pictures tonight. For those, so I know, I don't know, I'm gonna say something, but a lot of people are here, but it doesn't really matter. So I will tell you guys this. So a lot of my, like, I would just say this. I know you guys, how you hear about my back, about the car accident, but I'll share something with you guys. So I also, like, my memory is still not 100% from my car accident. So a lot of my, I used a lot of notes because of the injury that I had, brain injury I have, and I still have it, but I've made it, like, so far in my life since 2015. So I feel like I'm my own walking testimony at this point. And sometimes, like, so also the reason why I really haven't made like another video is because, like, in my first video I can like physically see it, because like you guys probably don't notice it, but I notice it. I notice like so I sometimes, like, there's certain things that I do because of the accident that I have to live with. So I kind of like have to like do things differently than my normal self. So, and I had to become comfortable with that. And that came through like counseling, therapy, speech therapy, all of those things. And it's shown, but so sometimes I'm still a little like self-conscious about it a little bit. But I feel like I made it far and I try not to let it hold me back. I actually am thankful because they said I would probably like never work again, and I've been working, and I still follow my doctor's instructions on certain things that I have to do in my life just to make sure that I'm functioning in an okay space, and had to reteach myself a lot of things. And I don't have a lot of memory from when I was like younger. A lot of my memory is what my family has told me about myself, or my family and friends. And my son was my biggest help. So that's just something that just sharing with you guys. It happened when I forgot how old he was. Maybe he was like 13. My daughter, I think she was still 2. So she doesn't remember probably as much as he did, but he was my support system at the time. And so some things, even engagement, I'm not really like good at engagement a lot because of my brain function and stuff like that. But I do my best. So it took me a lot to get on here to YouTube and share my journey. And also, I I speak from my heart. I speak to what's coming to me naturally, and it's just hard for me to really remember a lot of stuff. So don't ever feel self-conscious. We love you. I love you too, Felicia. Yeah. So let me just see. Yeah. So Cookie put for those who choose to fast, that's great for them. However, whatever works, for whatever reason, we each make a choice, and that's what we think is best for ourselves. I totally agree with you, Cookie. Yes, do what's best for you all the time. Follow your journey. I'm 100% in agreement with that. Yes. So I'm just, yeah, but sometimes just because it's just like when you see it, like relearning yourself. I had to read. That's why my topic is like self-reflection. I really had to relearn Michelle throughout this journey. I had to relearn who I was. So this topic means like a lot to me. The title, it means a lot to me. It's not just a title that I just put together, not just because of this weight loss journey. It's because of I had to really relearn who I was as a person. And it took a lot. It took a lot. It wasn't easy, but I'm here today, and I'm thankful for being here. I'm glad that I'm able to speak, and I'm glad, and I don't say that lightly, I'm glad I'm able to speak, and I'm glad I'm able to, I have all my limbs, so if someone sees me, I look put together, but, God kept me together, so that's my own testimony. While you've been through it, yes, you are doing wonderful. Thank you, thank you. I'm really trying, really hard. This is not easy for me, but I am trying to open up a little bit. Like some stuff I keep like still with the like I really don't bring it externally. I might say little things like my accident, but somebody doesn't understand the in depth of my accident. Maybe one day I'll share a picture on my page. But yeah, they thought I was gone, so but I'm here. Yes, I had to relearn Michelle. Yes, definitely. Yes. Michelle has to tell a little bit of her story, which we appreciate, but I think about that is on our journey. We learn to adjust to our new norm. Yep. While it could be difficult, it's okay. Change is hard, but it works. And we learn how to grow, and we'll be better. Yes, yes. Everyone excel. No pressure was just addressing ability for personal choices and preferences. I respect everyone's decision and journey. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with you, Jeez. So yeah, so that's just my piece of who I am. I'm slowly opening up a little bit. So yeah, I think it's important. And so I see it. It's crazy because like I talk about it, and maybe the people that I speak to more, I opened up, but I decided to tell you guys tonight. So thank you guys for listening. And if you have any questions, please let me know. But again, I'll be live again tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to join, if you have time, you can join. If not, you can, watch the replay if you choose to. But I really do thank everyone. Good night. I really appreciate. And the last, I think it was Cookie, she says, the thing we take for granted. Thanks for a gentle reminder that we have so much to be grateful for. Yes, yes, Cookie. Thank you. That was a great message to end on. The things that we take for granted. Thanks for the gentle reminder that we all have so much to be grateful for. Yes. So thank you all so much. Again, as I always say, peace, love, and happiness. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You guys have a wonderful night.